Welcome to The Writer's Dream. My name is Karen Bonet, and we're here to talk about Barry Laub, who is our guest today. Barry is the best-selling author of a book called The Mind Stretch. He co-authored the book with Dean Mercado. He is also the president of Infinite Resources, Inc., a consulting company and coaching company that works to get businesses and individuals from where they are to where they really want to be. He's known for transforming businesses and people's lives. He's also a highly sought-after and engaging public speaker. So welcome, Barry.
Thank you very much, Karen, for having me here. Looking forward to this.
Okay, great. So Barry, let's go right into your book, The Mind Stretch. Tell us briefly about yourself, and then we'll go into your book. Tell us about your background.
I've been prepared for this my whole life. I've been studying human behavior for over 45 years. And I started my career as an educator. Learned a lot. Actually pioneered special education for the city of New York. After doing that, went into business. Created a national employee benefits company. My whole purpose in everything I've ever done was to truly make a difference, change the playing field for people who needed that done. And when I finished in that area, I went into coaching. And again, to make a difference in people's lives. I have an uncanny ability to see solutions that other people don't see. So I've utilized that. And for years and years and years, my clients have been saying, Barry, people need to hear more of what you do. You need to put it in a book. You need to put it in a book. Finally, I decided, okay, it's time. And Dean and I got together. I would not have put it together the way that it was if it wasn't for Dean. Dean had an incredible ability to push me to what I'm capable of doing. And together we came up with, I think, one of the finest, well, we can call it a book, we can call it a manual, we can call it just about anything you want, but it will stimulate you to being all that you can be.
You had mentioned in part of the book that I read that the mind stretch is a state of awareness.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you mean? But could you explain that?
What a lot of people don't realize is that it's the subconscious, and not to get psychological here, but it's the subconscious that really drives all of your behavior.
Right.
So if we can work on your mindset and get you to see or believe or perceive things differently from how you're typically functioning, your results are going to be different.
Is that difficult, though? People are so ingrained in what they've been taught as a child and what they believe.
Here's the difference. If you tell me, but that's who I am and that's what I do. And if I say to you, but Karen, what if it wasn't who you were? And what if it isn't the way you did things? How might you try something differently? By putting it that way, I've just freed you up to look at it at a whole different level than you were before. So it's those questions. If I tell you something, your natural instinct, human behavior dictates, you're going to resist and debate me.
Right.
However, if I put something in the form of a question, there's nothing to debate.
Think about it.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's how I stimulate thinking with people.
Okay. Okay. So tell us the main idea in the book, and I know you can open it up and there's an excerpt you want to read.
Yeah.
Tell us the main idea and how does it help not only business people, but anybody
Right.
who wants to change.
The primary focus of the book is to have people functioning on what I call purpose and objective. If you don't have a purpose, and your purpose is your passion, your why, your reason for being, the mark you want to leave on your business, on the world, on your children, on whatever.
Right.
And then when we know what our purpose is, what's the objective of that purpose? What do we want to do with it? What do we want to accomplish? And once we know that, even in a conversation, now execute the strategy.
Right. So you set goals for yourself.
Sure. But
Okay.
from the purpose we want. People sometimes set goals, or, New Year's resolutions, but it has no purpose tied to it, other than, I want to lose weight, but you're not really married to it.
Right.
your true passion, your true purpose is what you're all about.
Right.
And then you can create the plan.
So with the book, is there a program that people follow? I know you have 7 insights that you call them.
Yes.
Envision, believe, plan, lead, communicate, market, and sell. Is this part of the whole program that you outline in the book that helps people?
This particular book was designed for businesses. My vision, my goal is to have this for teachers, for parenting, for every single profession you can imagine.
Okay.
Because people somehow believe their situation's unique. Well, you don't understand. I had this growing up and this happened, but all that's the past.
Right.
What about what's going on right now? And the way that I coach is very different. I don't want to hear about why and how you got where you did. You're right here, right now.
You're in the present moment.
The house is on fire. We need to put the fire out. Solutions. Lots of businesses spend times discussing why something went wrong. I couldn't care less why something went wrong.
You learn from it and you move on and do
Want to
something
know
different.
what do we need to do so it doesn't happen again. So the why it happened doesn't matter.
Right,
How to
Move forward.
prevent it is the real solution.
right.
So what I would love to do, and this is why I think it was so important. Again, a big word, but all it is a frame of the way we do things called paradigm. And this paradigm that I created is called the cycle of causation. It's on the very first page of the book.
Okay.
And very simply, it starts with experiences. Our experiences influence our self-image.
Is this
Sounds right. Well, then, our self-image, therefore, influences our perception. Well, then our perception influences our beliefs. And our beliefs influence our results. Of course, I go into it much deeper in the
right.
book. And then our results, in turn, influence our experiences. And now we have a loop.
Right.
From the experiences.
cycle.
Yes. So what we need to do is create your experiences to change your beliefs, to change your self-image, to change, and then everything changes.
Create new experiences.
Yes, and they will be different when you perceive them differently.
Right.
If I say, okay, this is a glass of water. Yes, it is. But what's different about it? Oh, it's filtered water. Oh, and it's a circular glass. And there's a reason why I did it. Wow. So now I'm changing just the way you're
The
thinking.
thought process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, instead of saying, I've got to change the way I do things, I have to, no, I don't focus on that at all.
Has it worked? Have you seen results with people who have used the book?
My clients have said to me over and over again, Barry, I can turn to any page in this book, and I don't know how you did it, but it is exactly what I needed to hear to motivate me and drive me for the day.
That's great. So they can use it and
At
go
any
back, fall
point.
back on it.
It's not a book that you just read. It's a book that you use as a guide
Right.
every day of your life.
Okay.
I've read it many, many times, and I grow from it. I go, this is good stuff. I love it. You know, I've seen so many self-help gurus and success principles and all, in my opinion. And you have to read it to believe it. This is stronger and more powerful than anything else I've read out there.
I'll have to read
But it's a
that.
compilation of all of the gurus out there,
Right. Okay.
because I've studied them all.
So how has writing this book impacted your life as well? I know it's impacted other people's lives. How has it impacted your life?
It has changed the way that I've been conducting myself. I'm reinventing myself again. I've been very happy coaching, and I've got a great practice. But I realized I want to touch more people. I want to make a bigger difference. I want to play on a bigger stage. So I've been interacting now, because anything you put your mind to, you can create. Anything that you believe,
Right.
you can manifest. And I've been playing, I don't know if you want me to drop names, with some very big people. I've been involved with
Go ahead.
Jack Canfield. I've been involved with Bob Proctor. I've been involved with Tom Antion. I've been involved with Rick Frischman, Wendy Lipton-Dibner, all these people. I'm in the process right now of working with Wendy and Rick in creating another international bestseller, and we're collaborating there.
Right.
So I believe collaboration. I don't need to say, Barry's the author.
Right.
No, Barry's part of the process.
Right.
Okay? This is to touch as many people, make as big a difference, because my purpose, my passion, is that the legacy is that lives were improved because Barry Laub did what he did. Businesses were improved. Careers were improved. Visions were created that weren't seen before Barry Laub.
Yeah.
And that's what pushes me every day of my life. And that's what I do with my grandchildren.
Well, if you can change lives, it's a wonderful thing if people need help. So, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of, I didn't read the book, but that made such big headlines. It was got The Secret.
Yes.
With the law of attraction and
Sure.
Positive energy brings positive energy to you.
Well, this is very much has a spiritual tilt to it.
Yeah.
And just to share a very quick story, when my wife and I watched The Secret, there was an individual on The Secret by the name of John Asseroff, and he really touched me. I turned around and I said, honey, I've got to work with him. 6 months later, I was involved with him in a program called One Coach. Anything you put your mind to, and I'm a testimony to it, you can
achieve.
manifest.
Yeah.
It's just believing.
Believing in
It's
yourself.
all about believing.
Right.
And that's why that paradigm, change your beliefs, change your perception, change your experiences, you change the results.
Okay.
And you can have anything you want in
Okay.
life.
Well, I'm definitely going to read the book. I only read a little bit of it. I want to buy it. But my next question has to go into now, since we're the writer's dream, we're all writers we're talking about here. How about the writing process for you? What was your favorite part of it?
Working with Dean,
With Dean, yeah.
we had a good time.
How did you meet? And how did you
Through,
decide to do
you
this?
know, on Long Island, there's social networking going on all the time. We ran into each other. And several years later, we started talking about doing something together. And the book was a shared process of a year and a half
Okay.
of speaking about it and honing every word. And I'm a stickler for languaging and clarity. And so every word in this volume has been selected purposefully.
A labor of love.
Yeah, and we did it and we had fun. That's really why we did this book, to have some fun and to help people have some insights into what we have learned.
Okay. How about, were there any challenges along the way while you were writing? Any challenges you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, getting it as good as we wanted it to be. We
Well,
are
that's a
both
lot of
we're
editing.
both a bit of perfectionists. The
Yeah.
book could have been done a lot sooner, but it would not have been as remarkable, I think, as it is in the finished
Right.
product.
So it took a lot of revisions and editing and
Many.
looking overs
Yes.
before. Okay.
And even the format, we had to make a decision. Would we make it like most books are? Would we tell stories? And no, we limited it to bullet points because in today's society, people don't have a lot of time.
Right.
And wanted to make it so that people can absorb it easily. If you want more information, give me a call.
Right.
Work with me. Let me set up a mastermind group. Let me coach you. Let me come into your business. Let me design personally what you find here.
How about publishing? Did you do a lot of researching? Who did you decide to use?
We looked around, and it did not take us long to realize that CreateSpace was the best one to use.
I've heard.
They're a division of Amazon, so the book immediately goes on Amazon.
Right.
Okay.
What do they do for you? I heard it was for free. Is this,
Well, there's a few costs, but it's pretty, very, very inexpensive.
Okay.
And then I went off and studied with Peggy McCall, who has many, many, many best-selling books. And she helped me create the formula to make it a bestseller. So
Okay.
I did that with her, and we followed the formula, and voila, July 16th, it became a bestseller.
So it's been out for a few months now.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
Now, how about, now this is big because we all know that marketing and promoting is time-consuming and very important. What have you done so far to market and promote your book, and how, like, I know that you went to Las Vegas recently and that was part of marketing your book. Why don't you share with us your experience there and what
Sure.
you do now to market
Sure.
and promote?
Las Vegas was an authors' conference. Any good idea does not help anybody unless it's spread out and you have access to it. So many authors are tied to the belief that if you write the book, everyone's going to come and want to read it. No, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
It has to be promoted. It has to be sold. It has to be marketed. It just absolutely has to have the right people speaking about it. So if the right people are speaking about it, that's an endorsement that others are going to say, well, if he said it, it must be true.
Right.
If I say it, I'm being self-serving.
Right.
If you say, I read The Mind Stretch, it is phenomenal. The people who follow
So
you.
word of mouth.
That's right.
And what, anything, how about social media?
Word of mouth, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of that.
Oh,
But you can't just say one thing is going to push you over the top.
Right.
You
You
have
need
to
to
do
use
everything.
all of those tools.
You have to do everything.
Yeah. So tell what happened in Las Vegas when you were there, and why
Made
did you
a
go?
lot of great contacts, and that's why I'm going to be involved in making another international bestseller. And met people that work with you on creating what you call the back of the room products, because even though I'm speaking, the back of the room products is what really are going to make the money.
Right.
And then more of that, your name gets known even more, and it's just, again, becoming well-known enough with the assistance of all these other people that I am making that difference in the world.
Okay. Great. So, all right. And obviously, you feel like the book is successful. The next question was going to be, do you feel it's as successful as you would like it to be? Or
Oh, this is just the beginning.
It's just
My intention is to utilize this and impact schools and children and teachers and parenting and every occupation.
Where do you do your book talks? Do you go into schools now and businesses? Where do you currently do?
I haven't done a lot of talks. I've been so busy with my coaching practice
Right.
and so busy traveling that the book itself continues to be picked up by people as they see me and hear about me.
Right.
I'm not, this may sound crazy, I'm not that concerned about the sales. I'm more concerned about the message.
Right.
And the more people that see me, the more people that look at it say, just like you said, oh, I want to look at that.
Right.
And if you look on Amazon, you see nothing but 5-star reviews, you go, wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. And that's really where it's at. And the next book and the next one after that. So for me, it's not just about the book, it's more about the messages.
Right. Okay. So
And touching lives.
Well, it sounds like you're going to touch a lot of lives with this book. What is your greatest misconception about writing a book? Anything that you want to go back to that you recall?
Yeah, that a book is automatically going to put you on stage. Unfortunately, and it's similar to the coaching profession, there are so many authors, and there are so many coaches, and they're tripping over themselves. And unfortunately, it's not how good the product is, it's how good the marketing is.
Right.
And I'd like it to be about the product and good marketing.
So are you having, does anybody help you with the marketing, or are you
Well,
and Dean doing the
initially,
marketing yourselves? What are you doing currently?
to make it the bestseller, was working with Dean. Now that the product is out, Dean works with Online Marketing Muscle,
Okay.
and he follows his business.
Okay.
Infinite Resources is my business, and that's what I follow.
Okay.
And we're very good friends. There may come a day where we do another joint venture
Right.
or not. But it's more about what each of us is passionate about and what each of us wants.
It's always more fun to write about something you're
Yeah.
passionate about.
Yeah, and now having been to Author 101, there's a whole bunch of other people that are authors that we're talking to
Right.
and wanting to do something with me, or I want to do something with them. And
So many great organizations out there for
Yeah,
authors.
yeah.
You know, Long Island Authors Group is one right here in Long Island.
That and speaking groups.